The cold crept into the room like icy fingers long before Leo opened his eyes. He was 10 years old, and he hadn't been awakened by a sound, but by an absence. The bed across from his was empty. The thick wool blankets were thrown back, and the pillow still held the gentle hollow where his sister's head had rested. Moonlight fell through the small, square window, painting a pale silver rectangle over the open sketchbook on the nightstand. Leo slid from his own bed, his bare feet meeting the cold wooden floor. The house was silent in that deep, northern way, a silence that felt like held breath. He moved to Maya's bedside and looked down at the drawing. It was a moth, rendered in careful pencil strokes, its wings shaped not like leaves or petals, but like twin crescent moons. Beneath it, in her flowing script, she had written, "They say the night garden blooms where the moon touches fear." A memory. 3 nights prior, they were sitting by the low burning fire, its light dancing on the dark wood walls. Maya, 16 and already carrying a quiet weight in her eyes, pointed not at the flames, but at the black window. "Look, Leo," she'd whispered, her voice softer than the crackling pine. "The night garden is flowering." He'd seen nothing but his own faint reflection and the endless dark. "I don't see anything." She'd smiled, a sad, knowing smile. "It's not for everyone to see. It's where lost things go to wait. Our mother went there. One day, I might have to follow." He hadn't understood then. He packed now with a methodical urgency born of dread. From under his bed, he pulled a small leather satchel. Into it went the sketchbook, a piece of hard rye bread wrapped in cloth, a flint stone. Finally, he took the grey wool scarf from the back of Maya's chair, the one she'd knit for him, with a single star embroidered in silver thread at its end. He pressed it to his face, catching the fading scent of pine smoke and wild mint that was uniquely hers, then wrapped it tightly around his neck. The front door groaned on its hinges, a sound that seemed to echo through the sleeping world. Outside, the familiar path was gone. In its place stretched a road of pale, bone-dust gravel, glowing faintly under a sky choked with strange, slow-moving stars. Between his home and the dark wall of the distant pine forest stood a single, ancient willow. Its bark was white as birch, but etched across its surface were countless small, moving mouths, opening and closing in silent speech. As Leo approached, the whispers reached him not as sound, but as cold thoughts forming in his own mind. "Too small. Go back to your bed. Little one. She is already gone. You will be lost, too." The words took shape as faint, glowing Norse runes that swirled in the air before fading. His chest tightened. His feet felt rooted to the strange ground. "I am too small," he thought, the monster's voice now his own. Then his fingers found the star on his scarf. He remembered Maya tying it there last winter, her hands red with cold. "So you'll always have a piece of the sky with you," she'd said. The memory was a spark of warmth. He took a shuddering breath and spoke aloud, his voice small but clear in the vast silence. "I am not too small to look." The runes flickered and dissolved. The mouths in the bark sealed shut, becoming nothing more than deep grooves in the wood. The whisper willow was just a tree again. Leo's fear didn't vanish, but it settled, hardening into something usable, determination. He adjusted his satchel and stepped past the tree. When he glanced back, his house had vanished into a wall of silver mist. Only the road ahead was clear, leading into the deep dark of the pines where soft, willow-the-wisp lights bobbed between the trunks.